Stephen King just published an op-ed in the Washington Post about how the Oscars are supposedly too white. Yeah, they're rigged in favor of white people, he claimed, evidenced by the fact that there's still a lot of white winners. Of course, he's won different prizes in the past, and he's never given up any of his prizes for non-white people. With people like him, it's always other people who should surrender what it is that they've won or accomplished. But this was actually a type of apology, because just a week before this op-ed, he had said something of the opposite on Twitter and faced backlash. His original tweet was, quote, "I would never consider diversity in matters of art, only quality. It seems to me that to do otherwise would be wrong," unquote. That seems like a pretty non-controversial statement to me, but of course, this is a guy who has amassed an army of libtards as his followers, so when he made this comment that in prior times would have been non-controversial, he experienced, well, a lot of heat, let's say. A pile-on it was. You had people claiming that you have to lower quality in order to let minorities or non-whites in. It's kind of interesting that they were insisting on promoting racism, anti-white racism, promoting some races above others on nothing more than the grounds of race. Throwing out quality, they claim. You have to throw out quality in order for non-whites to accomplish. I think it's been referred to many times as the soft bigotry of low expectations. And, you know, it's like articles like this one that were penned in the Washington Post will create resentment amongst the people that it targets, in this case, Caucasians. And if you believe, as he does, that white supremacists are increasing in number, real white supremacists, you know, people who actually hate non-whites for nothing more than their race, well, it's going to be kind of self-fulfilling at this point with so many different articles like this one that flood our news feeds over time. You see, you're going to create a generation of kids who believes that the world wants to wipe out their race. A generation of kids who believes that there is an elitist class who wants to downplay their accomplishments out of loathing for their skin color. I mean, how do you think that's going to go down in the end? I mean, eventually you're going to have some kind of backlash that takes place, and a lot of innocent non-white people will be caught in that backlash, and people who are non-white and are watching this ought to be paying attention and realize that it'll be people like Stephen King who are responsible for that backlash when it takes place, but they won't take responsibility. They'll sit back and proclaim that they were just trying to help, when in fact they created the very situation through such things. All you can do when you create these articles about how white people are bad and the white people ought to decrease in number, and I mean there've been so many over the past just 5 years, you're going to eventually have people who are seriously resentful about that. It's a lot like the situation after the Me Too circus, right, with women, and how since that time you've had women are less likely to get hired and less likely to get promoted in the workforce because people are afraid and don't want to deal with those people. It hurt a lot of innocent women who weren't related to any of that. So it's something to really think about, and people like Stephen King, remember, they'll never take responsibility for how this all pans out in the end. They'll just act like they were just trying to help, but in fact, they're creating this, well, horrendous turn of events. Don't leave yet! Remember to like and share the video, and if you want to be reliably notified of new videos, sign up for my newsletter. Also, if you'd like to support the production of these videos, I'd appreciate it if you supported me over at Subscribestar, or you can buy one of our Healthwise healthier products, or you can even get yourself some merch.